Hi there. My name is Major Aaron Cox. I'm a KC-135 pilot, and I am currently enrolled in ACSC. For this assignment, I decided to interview one of my mentors, a good friend from a previous career field. I was a tactical air control party officer, and this individual went on to become a squadron commander, and he's currently a group commander now in USAFE. So, very good friend of mine, somebody that I look up to this day still. So I asked him, I said, you know, what is a situation or a ethical problem that you've had to work through as a commander? He gave me a great scenario where he had a very experienced NCO that was having a detrimental effect on squadron morale, unit cohesion, and most importantly, just setting a bad example for the junior enlisted. The problem is that this individual was very good at his job. He was tactically, technically proficient. He had a lot of experience, combat experience. However, he had let his years in the wars and everything else kind of cloud and jade his perspective, and was becoming a bit of a problem in the squadron. So utilizing the models that we received in the course, locating the problem, the main ethical dilemma that this individual encountered was whether the NCO's technical and operational assets outweighed the negative effect that he was having on the squadron. Basically, was he too valuable to punish? What options did the commander have at this point? First option would be do nothing, right? His value was too great to the mission. And again, this was at a time where the operational tempo was very high during GWOT, a lot of deployments. The need for JTACs is always there. And so was his value too great to the mission to risk losing it? Option two would be provide corrective feedback and allow the opportunity for this individual to self-correct. Option three would be document the behavior and pursue administrative actions. Weighing the decisions that the options that the commander had, the following factors came into the decision process. Number one, am I sacrificing the mission? Like I said, is this individual too valuable? Two, am I being fair and consistent within the squadron? So because this guy's a high performer, does that put him at a different pedestal than somebody who may not be as tactically or technically proficient? And then thirdly, am I doing long-term damage to the organization if I don't handle this situation correctly? And then decide. Ultimately, the commander decided on a combination of all three actions. Initially, he left the NCO in place, but provided private and direct feedback that gave him the opportunity to self-correct. When the behavior persisted, he then removed him from his informal leadership position that he was in, and then initiated a formal feedback and documentation process to make sure that everything was done correctly. So ultimately, the most evident ethical situation or theory that the commander focused on primarily was virtue ethics, the integrity, the accountability, taking care of the needs of the squadron. I found an article in the course material where Daniel Strand says that the military has always focused on virtues such as courage, honor, obedience, integrity, and loyalty as necessary to performing well in the profession of arms. And to me, that is a extremely accurate summation of how virtue ethics are tied to being able to lead effectively. In the military, we all start from a place where these traits are demanded, and if you can use them as a reference point, there should be no ambiguity on how or why you made your decision as a leader. I believe that the commander focusing on taking care of these issues is a superb example of leading with virtue. As this commander is someone that I have looked up to personally and professionally, I would say that his perspective mirrors mine virtually identically in my beliefs. He handled the situation in a way that I would hope to do so as well. Ultimately, the interview and the analysis reiterated to me that leadership is often a delicate balancing act, right? And the needs of the mission and the needs of the organization may not always be aligned. The difficulty that we face as military leaders is how to come up with a solution while meeting both needs. Thanks.